Hi everyone, it's Heidi here from Flutter by Heidi, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the United Kingdom, and today I want to talk about some Boho Indigo. So this is a new product medley in the catalogue, and it has a lovely stamp set which has both it has vases and floral images as well as sentiments, and with all the medleys it means it comes with everything you need that coordinates. So as well as this stamp set, you then get coordinating dies which cut out the vases and do some extra ones as well as cut out these lovely foliage images with beautiful embossing on it as well. It comes with some ribbon, so you get 2 reels of ribbon. One is this lovely kind of like velvet edged ribbon, and the other one is this beautiful gold ruffled one which layers fabulously right down the middle, so you could have a bit of both. And then it has papers and die cuts and emboss panels. So in terms of the papers, you've got 6x6 papers, and you've got 6 different designs that are double-sided. So they're all Night of Navy and very vanilla, lovely kind of floral images on one side, more geometric on the other. One's kind of a lighter image on the front, sort of a lighter paper, and the other one's sort of a darker one. So you've really got something for everybody. I love this one. It reminds me of sort of Delft tiles. Lovely image on the back there, and then this is one which is kind of almost a sort of 60s retro kind of feel to it, and then a lovely almost washed kind of distressed a bit on the back. Then we've got 3 different types of very vanilla embossed card. So some lovely, almost that reminds me of a patchwork pattern. Is it wedding? Anyway, whatever it is, it's patchwork. That's kind of a diamond effect, and then a sort of a floral embossed. There we go. And then there are die cuts. And you get, I think, 2 sheets of each of those, and you get 2 sheets of these lovely die cut leaves as well. And you get all of that in the kit. Oh, and finally, yes, you get some little flowers as well, which are like little fabric flowers with a little seed bead in 2 sizes as well. I'll be doing a project with those. Sorry, I should have said, here's what I'm going to be making. So, latch fold card. And this one I've kind of gone a bit over the top with the die cutting, but there you've got your vase on the front, and then when you open it you've got a second vase on the back there, which is kind of hidden. So however they open it, you've got kind of all sorts of different ways, and you could hide your sentiment behind there if you wanted to, or not, but whichever way you have it, you're going to get a really pretty image on there. The sentiment I've got actually is from Here's a Card, which is a new stamp set, but it's a really useful one. So you've got thanks, you made my day, hello there, congratulations, happy birthday. Every occasion is covered. So I have done some of the prep in advance. That's because die cutting isn't so much fun for you guys while I'm videoing. Well, I don't think it is. Perhaps I'm wrong. Let me know. But I'll just talk you through what I've done in terms of the die cuts. But we're going to use some slightly different paper, or at least we would if I'd actually managed to put it to one side. So yes, I thought we'd use this pretty floral one here, and just an offcut maybe of that one for our contrast. But yeah, that sort of end piece is kind of one that you could use, but I kind of wanted something that was fairly sort of, you know, fairly dark as a contrast. But I thought I'd make the card this time, whereas this one is a card base in Night of Navy. I thought I'd make the next one in Thick Very Vanilla, and then just reverse the kind of contrast. What it does mean is that you don't have to put a panel of Very Vanilla on the inside to write your sentiment. So let's get started. Okay, so to start off with, to create your card base, it's a slightly shorter than normal one, but it is very easy to do. So you need a piece of card that's 25 centimetres in length by 10.5 centimetres wide, and just score that at 10.5 centimetres, and that creates our card base. Give that a good reinforce with your bone folder, make sure it stays nice and close. Then you're going to want a piece of Night of Navy to go on the front there. So I've cut a piece here that is 10 by 10 centimetres. Now it's going to have DSP on the front, so if you wanted to gut the middle out of that, you could. And all that means is that you pop it into your trimmer and you cut from about 2 centimetres from the top to 2 centimetres from the bottom, and you do that on all 4 sides. And that means that you get a nice little frame, and you don't have to worry about being amazingly accurate with this because it's going to be hidden behind the DSP. So that's our little stuff layer. That's then great for doing your die cutting with. Then we want a piece of our DSP. So that's going to be 9.5 by 9.5. Just check your orientation. If you've got a pattern, as this one has, if it's kind of got a top and a bottom, just make sure that you're cutting it in the right orientation. And so that gives our lovely layer there. So that's just going to sit on top to create our base. And then, as I say, you could, if you wanted to, just use a piece of your offcut for the side, if you wanted, a piece of that. Or as I say, I quite liked using this piece here. So I'm just going to cut that. It's already almost 10.5 anyway, so I'm just going to trim that to 10.5 and then cut a piece that is just 4 centimetres wide to go on the side there. Okay. Next you want your sort of bar, and this is 12.5 by 3 centimetres, and I've just scored that at 2 centimetres on the one end as well. So let's clear the decks. Okay, so this is the base of our card. So we can layer all of this up. Now I'm still using my snail here. I haven't got my hands on the lovely new Stampin' Seal yet, but hopefully on my next order I'll get some of that. And hopefully we'll be able to get back to some face-to-face crafting soon as well. I do miss having my ladies around for a Saturday crafternooning, and I haven't managed to replace my coffee and card yet, which was about to start, but you know, hey, we'll get there. So there's my layer. Now just note, before you put this piece on, I'm actually going to do my decorating because I want to kind of make sure it's in the right place. So our bar is going to go, in fact, you know, you can actually. What I would do though is pop this on with some Tombow. Just pop some back there. And just pop that just on the edge of your card. And just line that up so it's nice and square. Then you can pop your piece of DSP on, and then all you need to do is you can then adjust where the vase sits on the front. So we just pop that on the edge, and that's I haven't got a border on this piece, it's a flush up to the edge. Just make sure you fold. Just come in, you're going to come in very slightly. Like so. Okay, so pop that to one side and let's get on with our stamping. So I've chosen to use the large vase that we've got, which is this really big one here. Really would recommend that when you're using photopolymer, you use lovely Stampin' Pierce mat. Really useful to have in your stash. It isn't in the catalogue, but it is still available, and I mentioned that just because it was one of those things they were going to retire it, and we all cried out and said no, it's so much more useful than just for piercing things. So tap tap tap, ink it up really well, and then just press down nice and firm. Lovely stamped image, and then all you do is grab, I didn't silence my phone, grab the dies and pop that either on your magnetic plate, or you can use a bit of washi tape, and they just hug the image like that. And you're going to do that with your vase, and you're going to create 2 different vases. So we use the big vase, and then I'm using this medium stuff vase here, which has this lovely floral image, as you can see there. And then I've die cut a range of flowers as well. So with each of these comes with a little die that just cuts that out really prettily. But the really lovely thing are the extra ones that I'm going to use as well to cut out our extra little vases. So let's pop those through the die cutting machine. Now you can, if you want, stamp after you've die cut. You can either use your stamparatus, or you can use it freehand with a photopolymer stamp set. Not quite so accurate, but it does, you know, but it can work. And what I've done is I've got some flowers. So I want some of my flowers. I want my vase. And I want some of my foliage stuff as well. And I thought I've cut a few out, and then we can see which ones we prefer. And I've cut out one of the little dinky vases as well. So, and actually what you want is sort of 5 of these floral images. Now if you go a little bit wonky on those, that's fine, because we can use those at the back to hide those. So I've got plenty of those, and I'll just show you the lining it up freehand, just in case you want to try doing this. So what you do is you take your die cut and ink your ink pad up, and just make sure you hover directly over it, which is why it's more difficult on camera. But hover and then press down. There you go. That's actually not bad. Not bad. I probably could have inked up a little bit more, but you can. It's not bad. I prefer to die cut and use a bit of washi, but sometimes, and really when I'm doing multiple images, I do prefer my stamparatus, because you get perfect placement every time. But it's another option for you if you're short on time or you haven't got your stamparatus to hand. It's another option. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually create that inner panel, and by that I mean the hidden one. So I'm going to pop my vase up on some dimensionals, and I'm going to do that first. And if I use mini dimensionals as well, that just gives me a little bit more space. Okay. You'll see I tried that one a couple of times on the back, and that's fine. That's why card has two sides. So if we make a mistake, we just turn it over. So I'm popping this up on dimensionals. Now you don't have to. If you're sending it through the post and you need to be a bit careful with the depth, you might choose not to. I'm just popping that on the middle then of my card at the bottom there. And I'm going to pop my foliage in the back. That's me bashing my light. Okay, and so I'm going to pop a big frondy leaf at the back. And what I'm doing is just as you would flower arrange actually, I'm just popping that down the centre of there. I might need to use my glue eraser on that in a moment. A little bit heavy handed with my Tombow. And I'm not using my kind of sponge. These aren't, these aren't massively delicate, so I don't need to get my sponge out to do the back. And as long as you've got some bits on those leaves, they will work fine. And just pop those in. I think on my original I trimmed the vase slightly. I did. I just cut the top off to get those leaves in, but hey, you can do it differently. And so those we really want to kind of spray out. So that means that when we come over, we're going to pop our other vase immediately over the top. And before we do that, I just need a little strip of DSP that's 10.5 by 4 centimetres. No, I don't. I need a smaller. It needs to be 2.5 centimetres. And yeah. Okay. Here we go. Because it's 3 centimetres that it's going on to. So I'm just going to trim a piece of our spare. And that's going to go on the front of that bar. A little heavy-handed with the glue there. I think it's warm in this room, so it's gone a little bit liquid. And just pop that on the end. And it doesn't have to go all the way, because we're going to cover it up with our large vase. So in order to attach the vase though, I'm not going to put the glue on the vase itself. I'm actually going to put it on the bar, because what I don't want to do is end up with a sort of a gluey piece, although you can always cover it up with a second one. So I'm just popping that second vase so that it hides our original one, but we can still see the foliage. And while that's coming together, I'm just going to actually create my flowers. So I'm just adding some glue to the corner of 2, and then I'm just making almost like a little bridge, like so. Then we can do the same on the back corner. So again, a little bit of glue, and tuck that behind, and then another little spray of glue. Now if you've got a quick grab glue, I hadn't got mine to hand, you might want to do that differently, and then pop an extra one on the front just up on a dimensional. And again, not essential, but it just kind of, as well as give you've got the structural integrity stuff from the previous one, and then an extra layer on the front there. And all that remains, she says, hoping, here we go, is to then take that and pop it on the front, the top of that vase. So across the top, and add the top of our vase. And while that is adhering, sticking, drying out, I'm just going to come in with my final little bit of my hello there on this little sweet little vase with little cutouts. I don't think it makes use as a vase. There we go, with those holes in the bottom. And I'm attaching just a white stem to the back there. And I'm going to trim that off first before I attach it, so it's not in the way. But that then just pop onto there. Right, leave it to glue. It will glue. Right, there we go. Oh, why is it? You can see now why I don't use Tombow very often on a video. Use my quick grab glue. Right, so there we have a pair of Boho Indigo Latch fold cards. Look different depending on the paper, but a real bit of fun. And I say, when you open it up, lovely to have that second card, sort of second spray behind it, and perfect for anyone that you want to send a card to, just to say hello. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to purchase any of the products, pop along to my shop, heidismith.stampinup.net. Love to have you choose me as a demonstrator. It all helps me as a small business, so I really appreciate it. And it means I can send you a hello there card or a thank you in the mail. Come back and see me again soon, and bye for now.